Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I totally forgot the name of the show as I was starting. Micah, how's it going?
Hey, what's
All
up?
right. We're not doing it again. We're forging ahead.
Don't have time.
That's right. Look, it's going to be a shorter show this week, but we're going to try to get to everything. First off, I had only watched like the first episode or the first two episodes of The Studio a couple weeks ago. You had talked about it. I have now watched just about all of them. Yeah, that show is hilarious. Okay, like if you've not watched The Studio on Apple TV, you are missing out. That's got to be one.
I only watched the first episode, so yeah, I want to.
Oh, really?
I want to get into it. Yeah, I want to get into it. Normally, my TV buddy is in the other room, but
Right.
she's booked. She got a lot of TV to watch.
Look, this show is as funny as people say, like funnier, because like you and I will appreciate it from the standpoint of like, one, we like comedy, right? Two, we love Hollywood shit, right? Like, and so you kind of get like a little bit of the background of Hollywood stuff, which is kind of fun. Most of the people on the show are playing themselves. Actually, I would argue any cameos are all playing themselves, right? And you get cameos from like Anthony Mackie to Ron Howard to Ted Sarandos, like just any and everybody in Hollywood is involved in the show. It's kind of wild. There is an episode about the Oscars that has got to be one of the best episodes I've ever fucking seen of a comedy. Like it is perfect because the whole idea is that producers want to be thanked. Like that's their big thing. Like we got all the money in the world. We're fine. We love, making movies and all that of stuff. We give, we take our money and we throw it into these films and we love art. But if you could just thank us, that's all we need. And like I read an interview where Seth Rogen went and interviewed a bunch of producers and that's where he got the idea of like, because that's really how they feel. And that episode is just about that. Like it's fucking hilarious. So yeah, look, we'll talk about The Studio when we get to the Emmys because it broke records. It's legit. Like it's legit. Absolutely hilarious. I laugh out loud every single episode. They do a lot of meta shit. Like it's fun. Like they do a lot of really good stuff. Cool work. And Seth Rogen's really good as this, budding producer who loves like real films and trying to make real art, but also trying to balance between just like making billions of dollars. Like we're going to make a Kool-Aid movie. Like, God damn it. But it's going to make a lot. So like, let's see if we can get like someone big to do it. And they try to, and it's hilarious. You'll appreciate that episode very specifically as well. But The Studio is really good. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. It's not on the docket. I'll talk about it more next week. Gen V is back.
It is?
Yeah. I didn't realize that until the other day. They were like, 3 episodes are up. I was like, what? Oh, okay. So I just started watching it like 30 minutes before jumping on here. I've seen, 20, 30 minutes of it. Feels like the same show. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have an opinion on it yet. So I'll watch the first 3 episodes before next week.
I know I say this every time a boys property comes out. I'm not into it until I get into it. So,
Yeah.
I might wait until all of it's out. Like, this is not one of those things where it's like, man, I got to watch this. Like, unless you come on here next week and say, man, you got to watch this show. It is fucking excellent. And it is worth a week to week watch. I'll probably just kind of wait and just, because the boys is life is too, it's not extreme anymore. It's not satirizing life. Right. Life is way more ridiculous than what is portrayed in The Boys, minus the superpowers. Not even the gore, just the superpowers.
Yeah, to be honest. And that's, I'm hoping that they can figure out a way to write this again, especially with the last season of The Boys coming up soon. And hopefully in this season, figure out a way to write this that isn't just copying what's going on. Like,
I feel like last season of The Boys just copied it.
100%. But I feel like they didn't realize like the moment in which they were in, right? It's like, oh, we'll satirize. It's like, nah, bro, like this is just a copy paste type of shit. but they need to figure out a way to write this to satirize it. And I think the way to satirize it is weirdly from, because I feel like they need to satirize it from the right. You know what I mean? Like, because they've been trying to satirize it from the left, which is like, look how crazy this is. And you're like, yeah, everyone who's paying attention to things going on in the planet realizes it's crazy. So I don't know how you go the other way to then make it more interesting, right? Like, I just don't know, but we'll see.
But so satirizing from the right can mean two things, right? Satirizing from the right could mean the Colbert Report, or it could mean whatever that Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh comedy was.
No, I'm talking Colbert Report. Definitely not whatever Matt Walsh is ever working on, because that guy's an idiot.
And if you're doing it that way, the Colbert Report way, I mean, it's this, like, I don't know. I felt like they kind of were doing it.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Like, I do feel like they're kind of stuck. Like, and maybe this is why they're like, you know what? I think we're done here. Like, I think that maybe what you do is you outline the story as general as you can, and sure, you'll touch on some of the events, but I think you just worry about the superhero aspects of it. Like, don't worry about copying what the fuck is going on, because just finish the story strong with like big super heroics, and I think that's how you get out of this.
Yeah, I think now it's time. I think you're right. I think now it's time. Like, you've played this hand for 4 or 5 years. Right. Like, seeing a "Make America Super Again" sign is not satirizing anything. Like, the text, the subtext is the text at this point, and that's not one thing I appreciated about The Boys, is that it tried to be clever. Right. And I'm not saying it was clever, but it at least tried to be clever. And now it's just,
meh.
America, but with superpowers.
Yeah, you got to figure out what's the juice. And I think the juice is just like lean hard into like action and shit like that. I don't know, like, because it's your last season of The Boys. Go balls to the wall of like killing a bunch of people, make it have some real heavy emotion and stuff like that. That's where you got to focus.
And look, man, look, I like watching people shit on Republicans, but at this point, you got to spread that shit around, man. You got to have a Hakeem Jeffries and a Chuck Schumer analog in this thing. Because they're fucking.
There's your satirizing from the right. All these incompetent people on the left who just like, I don't know what to do, boss. Like,
what the fuck? Like, you gotta have Homelander shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue with his eyeball lasers, and then a black guy and a Jewish guy just go or some shit like that.
I mean, like, they kind of did that at the end of that other season, where they just had him kill that one guy.
Where they had him kill that guy, and then everybody was like, "Yay!" And he realizes, "Oh shit,
I really could kill a guy." Like, nobody cares. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'll make a second addendum. Here's how you end this, right? You end this on giving people who've been watching the satirizing and all this other shit, what you do is you end it on hope for them, right? Because it feels insurmountable to people watching the show, or like the people in the story, right? You got Homelander, you got all these other bad guys. They're now circling the White House. They have all this power, right? A mirror for what's going on in reality, which for a lot of people feels insurmountable. You have to end it on hope that the regular guy, not superheroes, the regular guy can take this on. That's what the story has to be. Because if you just make it superheroes, it defeats the purpose of satirizing it, because there are no superheroes in reality. There is nobody there to come and save you. So it's got to be like a regular dude is like, enough of this shit, like, and then just go and fight these guys. You have to do
the whole thing should be anti-government, right? Like, the government are the superheroes, right? Like, the superheroes represent different facets of the government. That was the whole point of The Boys. And then the regular people were trying to, we live in weird times right now, but take them out, right? Like, I'm not trying to, comment on what's happening in real life right now, but that was the point of The Boys, right? Is the revolution from the proletariat seizing the means of production or whatever, right? And, I think you're right. I think you have to maybe not go that far, but you have to figure out a way to get like the common man to be able to rise up and say, hey, this is a bunch of bullshit. Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean,
otherwise, like, what are we doing?
Right. I like, if I had one ultimately critical thing about that show, because I like The Boys, I think it's fun. But if I did have a thing that I felt really critical about, is that they didn't do what the comic did, which is the boys are regular fucking people minus the female, right? They're all regular people. They take Compound V and then they can fucking go toe to toe with these guys temporarily. They didn't do that until like later in the series, where they're like, all right, Butcher and I forget the other character's name. They can go toe to toe because they have these powers using Compound V. That should have always been a part of that story because they're still regular. And the whole point of it is, given a little bit of tech, you can take on these people who seem
given a little bit of power. Given a little bit of power.
And then they can
right. Right. I agree with you. So
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what Gen V does. They're still going to make The Boys Mexico. I just saw an interview with Eric Kripke about that, and he was just like, that's going to have a totally different feel. And I believe I sent you the screen capture. Someone's like, oh, a different feel. You mean sepia tone? Like, that's a solid joke. That's a solid joke. So yeah, we'll see. All right, let's move into topics this week. Go for it.
The Emmys were this past weekend, and I watched some of it, not all of it. They had this, Nate Bargatze was the host, and they had this little gimmick to try and curb speeches. Mm-hmm. They had this gimmick where he says, hey everybody, I'm going to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of America. And for every presenter that comes up here who goes under time, for every second that they go under, I will add $1,000. And for every second they go over, I will deduct $1,000. Mm-hmm. So it's up to you guys. If you want to help charity, get out of here, say your thank yous and get out of there. It was a weird bit, cause it's a bunch of rich people like playing around with charity money. It's not a good look. Yeah, I agree. Like, I get the gimmick, but like, a bunch of rich people giving each other gold statues, playing around with charity money based on.
Maybe we'll help you, maybe we won't. Like,
like it's not a good look. Figure out another way to get the people off the stage. Do what they did on Showtime at the Apollo and get an old black man to come out there with a hook and just yank their ass off stage.
Yeah, that's it. Look, I did see, what's her name? Hannah Enbinder, who is from Hacks. She came out when she gave her speech, which I loved, by the way. I saw that she was running over time. She was like, I'm going to just pay the difference. Like, I need to say this. I'm happy to just give them money, knock it off. I'm going to say what I want to say. I was like, that's fair. But yeah, I saw people saying they felt it took away from the Oscar or the Emmys by having that sort of counter. I don't know. I don't watch award shows. They don't impress me. So I mean, what are your thoughts on that? You've watched them.
It was just weird, man. It just wasn't a good look. And, the optics of it is just, really weird. Now, of course they're going to give the money or whatever, but the optics of it are just kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
I don't know, but this has been a tremendous year for television. I'm just going to rattle off some nominees, but I'm just going to do most winners. Just listen to the nominees for the best drama series: Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus. I mean, that's a hell of a lineup of TV right there.
I've seen Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, The Pit, Severance, and I've watched a little bit of Slow Horses. Yeah, that's a fucking murderer's row. That's really good.
And The Pit, I mean, look, you guys have been screaming about The Pit, that I should watch it. It won Best Drama Series. Noah Wiley won for Best Lead Actor in a Drama. The Studio won for Best Comedy Series. Limited Anthology, Adolescence. Do you know about that show?
I do know about it. I have no interest in watching it.
I told him, I said, maybe I'll watch this with my wife because, like, you know how women like a bunch of like weird like the shit that just like these people were murdered by in cold blood by like
women have a weird part of their brain that loves murder dramas and podcasts. Apparently,
yeah, and I told her about it, and she was like, I don't know if I want to watch this, right? Because it's it's about a little boy who is accused of murdering a classmate. And then my wife, ever the slave to the zeitgeist, saw that this won for limited anthology, and then was like, "Oh well, I guess we got to watch it now." All right.
No, we don't have to. Like, yeah, when I heard what it was about, I was like, I'm sure it's very good. I'm good on that.
I'm sure it's very good. As a parent, like I listened to another film podcast, and one of the guys there, he's a parent of a child around that age, and he was just like, nope, watch one episode, I'm done, not watching it.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean it's not great. There are certain things like I don't really need to, as it goes, like some people are triggered by certain things, and like as a parent, I just don't really want to see that. Like I just don't.
Yeah. Best talk series, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Look, I get it. This iteration of Stephen Colbert is not my cup of tea.
No,
I appreciate I appreciate the show that he did on Comedy Central, where he did it so well. He thought that he got people to think that he was actually conservative.
Well, those people aren't very bright, but okay.
And he went back to that character. As of he did a quick clip because of the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, but he won, and I'm presuming that he won because he's not going to be able to win ever again.
There's probably a large bit of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real. All three of the nominees in that category may or may not be here next year. So.
Yeah. So I mean, two of them won't be.
No, I'm not so sure all three of them won't be.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying two of them definitely. Third one.
Yeah,
probably
not. Two and a possible. If you're playing spades, okay, 100%.
Lead actor in an anthology series, Stephen Graham, the father from Adolescence. Lead actress in a limited or anthology series, Kristen Milotti for The Penguin, for her role in Sophia. I mean, incredibly deserved. Like, she was the best part of that show. She really was.
I don't even know if that's true or not. I thought, like, I don't even know anyone who was bad. It's like,
right.
Yeah, when it was like, oh, she won? Okay, that makes sense. Like, what the fuck? She was great. She's my wife's icon on HBO Max. I was like, that woman's insane, right? Why did you choose that? Yeah, no, that's well deserved, in my opinion.
Best writing for a drama series. You and I went back and forth about whether or not this show was ever going to get any awards for various reasons, but Andor won best writing for a drama series. Very well done, well deserved, I should say. Prescient, I think, is the the word I would use.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. If people are like, I don't know, man, Disney is ruining Star Wars. Star Wars never got a writing award for anything. Okay, like for anything. So
it's been telling the same story since the 70s, bro. It's been telling the same exact story from various points of view since the 70s, and it finally got a writing award.
Yeah, and Dan Gilroy gets all the credit for that. Excellent work. Really, really excellent work. And it's cool, just much like your wife. It's like, oh, it won an Emmy. I guess we'll have to watch it now. I'm like, fucking finally. Thank you. Thank you. I'm dying to get her to watch it. No, that's good. Let's see. What are the other... Trying to find...
lead female actor in a drama series went to Britt Lauer of Severance. Supporting actor in a drama series went to Tremel Tillman, Local Man. For Severance.
That was a great award acceptance speech for him. That was excellent.
Yeah, he gave a terrific speech. Supporting female actor for a drama, Catherine Lanasa for The Pit. Lead female actor in a comedy series, Jean Smart. I mean, it's just the Jean Smart Award. The lead actress in a comedy series presented by Jean Smart, presented to Jean Smart.
Thank you. All right, great.
And lead male actor in a comedy series, Seth Rogen for The Studio. So, look, this is a great year of television. Television continues to kick movies' ass. I think it's because you have time to tell very long form, very long form stories. Can't speak right now. I don't know why.
Intricate stories?
Yes, there you go. That word. Yeah, man. And people can watch it on their own time. Like it's paced better than movies generally are paced. So, yeah, TV. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was good. I was glad to see a lot of those award winners. That's great. All right, next up.
A reboot of Miami Vice is heading to theaters in 2027. From Universal and Joseph Kosinski, the director behind F1, which have you seen that yet?
I have not seen it yet. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting.
And Top Gun Maverick. It will be released on August 6th, 2027. The new movie, quote, explores the glamour and corruption of mid-'80s Miami and is inspired by the pilot episode of the first season of the landmark television series that influenced the culture and set the style of everything from fashion to filmmaking.
Look, have you ever seen that episode?
No, I don't remember much of
movie, yo. It's a movie. It is cooler than shit. That episode is like an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes. It's a movie. Like, it's a straight up movie. I was like, guys, you're making a TV show. They were like, we got it. We'll get to that in episode 2. We're just going to make a full ass movie for the first episode. It's dope as fuck. It is. It is just, there is no argument. It's just fucking dope. This movie needs to take place largely on a boat. And the reason why I say that is because I need this to be Joseph Kosinski's modes of conveyance trilogy. Okay, we got planes, we got fast cars, we need a boat. Like, that's it. I don't want those guys going around doing anything else. Like, if they get in a car, that's cool. Go to the harbor to get on a boat. Like, that's it. Fuck off.
I mean, like, you're half joking, but yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think you will see like cool boat chases.
It has to be one. It's cocaine fueled 1980s Miami.
Right.
Everybody like, you had to have a boat. That's where you picked up your drugs. No, that's awesome. Look, I think if they don't make this into what was referred to the last Miami Vice movie as a vibes movie that just felt cool but was fucking terrible, cool. How about hiring 2 actors who don't hate each other's guts? That would be fun.
Yeah, the 2006 movie was not great, and I think part of it was like it didn't have that charm, man. Like, Miami is a wild place, but it's one of those places where it's very two-faced. Like, in the daytime, Miami is just like any other like shitty Florida town, but like at night, it just feels different. Everything about it, like the music, the smells, the lights, everything about it. It's and have it being set in the 80s when all that was just like turned up even more. Right. Yeah, man. This is I got high hopes for this. So yeah, we'll see.
So I do think it does matter because the previous one, 2006 one, was set in modern times, and yeah, I think the smart money is to make this in the 80s. I think that's absolutely correct. Like, don't bring this to modern times. You need that cocaine fueled craziness of the 1980s, and just that wild ass behavior, and just like the sort of Reagan-esque 1980s of like get money, but also like the hypocrisy of like through drugs, like, and meanwhile it's like, don't do drugs, kids, and dare to stay off drugs, and meanwhile they're like, I'm gonna snort my life away because that's how I can make $1 million, right? So it has to be in that era. If it's not in that era, it doesn't work. So I'm glad to see Kosinski putting it in the 1980s. That's great. So cool. So far so good. I didn't like that other Tom Cruise movie he did with the fucking futuristic nonsense. Oblivion, I think. I did not care for that movie. But I
Oblivion was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was. But I really love Top Gun Maverick, and so I'm sure I will enjoy F1 because it's kind of the same movie from my understanding. And I'm probably going to...
It's exactly the same movie.
Look. So, fine. The white cop, so was it Crockett and Tubbs? So, Crockett is going to be older, Tubbs is going to be younger, and he worked for Vice for many years, and this is his last run, but he's still cool as shit, but he's like an older guy, but he's still fucking cool. And then he's got this young, cooler Afro-Latino gentleman who's like hot shot, all the ladies love him or whatever. But Crockett's losing a little bit of his fucking steam, right? But then him and Tubbs, they connect, and they got, a little rivalry, but they figure it out, and they come together in the end to take down a big drug lord who's probably going to be Cuban, is my guess. Yeah, I'll see it. Thanks. On a boat.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you 100% sure you haven't seen F1?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, this shit is not hard to write, guys. Like, this is really fucking easy. Yeah, and look, give these niggas the same outfits. Like, I'm not interested in a new version of this shit. Like, sleeves rolled up. I need Tubbs with the
suit sleeves rolled up.
Right. I need Tubbs with the sawed off shotgun. Like, come on, man. Like, knock it off. Like, do it.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Next up, Daredevil Born Again, officially greenlit for season 3, and it starts shooting next year.
Cool.
Brad Winderbaum, head of streaming, television, and animation at Marvel Studios, told IGN that the series renewal in the interview last week following earlier confusion over whether the project would wrap up after its sophomore run. Quote, in terms of Daredevil, yeah, we are greenlit for season 3 and we start shooting next year.
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. It's not a thing that I realize. Back to the Miami Vice thing real fast. Yes, it's being directed by Joseph Kosinski. Do you know who's writing that?
No.
Dan Gilroy is writing that.
Oh.
Yeah, Dan Gilroy, who wrote fucking Nightcrawler and
I mean,
The Bourne Legacy. Like,
okay, bro.
Okay, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
CD, the guy who gave us CDLA is helping give us CDLA is giving us CD Florida. Yeah.
By the way, he's Tony Gilroy's brother.
Yeah.
Right? So he also wrote 6 episodes of Andor as well. Just an aside.
All right.
These dudes are doing Miami Vice. All right, fine. As if I needed any other reason. Look, build a writer's room, put a bunch of cocaine in it, and just close it down. Fine. Excellent. Can't wait. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, man. Daredevil Born Again is getting a 3rd season. Before its release, Daredevil Born Again had been one of Marvel's most anticipated TV projects. A renewal of the beloved Daredevil series on Netflix. Marvel's Disney Plus series once again stars Charlie Cox, as lawyer vigilante Matt Murdock, and Vincent D'Onofrio as his arch rival Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Yeah, this is just like a bunch of like, hey, it's coming back, and this is what the show is.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, I'm more than fine with that. Daredevil is, everyone was worried that Disney would like water down Daredevil, just because, rightly so. I don't think people were out of line thinking that, right? Like it's the house that Mickey Mouse built, right? But they did a pretty good job of adapting that version of Daredevil. So nothing's going to top Daredevil season 3 for me. At least, for right now. That's peak Daredevil TV for me. But
yeah, that was really good. It was great.
But look, they're going in the right direction. So, and that first season, it was good. It wasn't like phenomenal. It had like bottle episodes, and like I didn't mind them, but like, it's a bottle episode. Like it was a filler episode. I didn't need that, but it was pretty good. So we'll see. I wonder how some of the other. I wonder what the Punisher is going to be doing by that time, right? Because the Punisher will have his own, special and be in Spider-Man,
right?
So we'll see. But Daredevil's coming back. That'll be good.
All right. Next up, my title for this is How About No? And I guess that's what the studio said too. Sylvester Stallone had pitched an AI de-aging Rambo sequel, saying that the tech is, quote, sophisticated enough to make me 18 years old. No, it's not.
Have you seen Patrick Willem's latest video?
Yeah, on de-aging.
About the de-aging? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is exactly what he's talking about, right? Like the idea of these companies like just make new stars, guys. Like I understand that like these people don't want to lose jobs and stuff like that, but like
Stallone will be fine.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine, Sly. Like that Indiana Jones movie, the last Indiana Jones movie that had time travel in it. Spoilers. Harrison Ford looked pretty good, right? Like he looked like a Harrison Ford who had aged from The Last Crusade to, that point in the timeline. And it looked fine. But they sounded like this. Like, can you imagine? Like,
it sounded mad fucking old. It didn't work. It doesn't make sense.
It didn't work. That broke the illusion, right? Like it's almost like, hey, we're this close, but then you can like I don't know, man.
I got to tell you, there's a solution, and those actors don't want to hear it. They have to AI your younger voice. That's what it is. Like, there's AI that will, like, you say a bunch of shit, or it'll, take video of you saying shit, and it will take your voice, and then it's like, all right, cool, got it, the timbre of your voice and all that other shit, and it can make you say anything, right? Spoiler alert, tons of companies use it. Company I work for uses it, right? To great effect. That being said, you would have to use his younger voice when he's like in his 20s, when he's doing the original Rambo. You could feed that audio into an AI and it could make him say lines. It's just that you're not involved anymore. Unless you want to do the running around. But like, you're 70 years old. Like, we're going to talk about, we're doing a review this week of Highest to Lowest with Denzel Washington. There's a scene of him running. I'm like, nigga, that's not Denzel Washington. Like, I know you know exactly what scene I'm talking about because it's hilarious. I'm like,
I told my wife, this is the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah, it's like that guy is running with a perfect stride. Denzel Washington's like 70 years old. No, the fuck he's not running in that scene. Like, knock it off. It's fine. You don't need to try to de-age and youngify yourself all the time. Bro, you made 5 Rambo movies. We're done. I don't need any more Rambo movies, period. But if you're going to do another one, it's not going to be you. And the studio clearly was like, it's not going to be you. Like, take it.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't even like the idea of AI in your voice. There are plenty of people who can do impressions of celebrities to give the impression of their voice. There's an Indiana Jones video game that came out not too long ago. And it was in his prime, right? And you can't have Harrison Ford do the voice, right? So they got a very, very, very famous voice actor named Troy Baker to do a young Harrison Ford impression. And Harrison Ford was blown away by it. Yeah. So there are, you just got to hire actors, but you don't want to do that, right? Because that costs money, because, there are hoops that you have to go through. And that's my big issue with AI and art. I don't have a problem with the technology. it is rather interesting, but you're trying to these. I don't trust the companies, man. I don't trust companies to do the right thing for people. Well,
but it also lends to an idea of you're putting these people in sort of a time capsule, and the best part, it's like, what's the best part about life is that it ends, right? So you enjoy the things that you have in those times, right? It's like a sort of it's an unfortunate but like beautiful fucking idea, right? Like the reason why you enjoy your life is because like you may not have much longer at it, right? You get one shot at this shit. To be like, okay, well, we got Harrison Ford on the hook for the next 100 years. We'll just keep making Indiana Jones movies. It's like, no. Sometimes it's just like, hey man, they made 4 or 5 of those movies. 2 of them or 3 of them were really fucking cool, and that's enough. And if you enjoy those movies, go back and watch those movies. You don't have to try to keep digitally keeping these characters alive or reboot it. Because as much as people love to sort of reflexively say every reboot is bad, that's not true. Sometimes rebooting shit, you're like, this is way better than the original. The technology is better. The acting is better. That's why they remake movies all the time. People think about like, oh, that movie that came out in 2017 that was a remake was garbage. Like, nigga, they've been remaking movies from 1935. Then they did it in 1965, and you're like, that's the classic. You didn't even know the other one existed, right? So, like, that happens all the time. So it doesn't necessarily take A Star is Born.
A Star is Born has been made 3 different times.
Right. And people are like, this one is amazing. No one's like, this remake fucking stinks. No one says that. You know why? Because it's been a long enough distance and you didn't even know that one existed, right? So, I mean, again, to mention highest to lowest, it's a remake. Like, it is, right? But it's just taking its own spin on it. So I don't think it's necessarily reflexively bad, just like the technology. But, like, you don't need to keep these characters exactly as they are since 1975. It's not unnecessary. Just make new shit, build new stars. And I'm glad they told him no. I'm glad. Like, bro, you can't move and jump around like you could when you were 25 years old. You just simply can't. And that's okay. It's all right. Go do your old man movies. I mean, look, Robert Redford just died. He was making movies well into his 70s. Like, it's fine. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, I know you got to have a certain level of ego to be an actor, but and the level is like way up here, right? But at some point, I gotta think that, like, hey man, I just want to, like, I don't want to. I want to play to my strengths. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to like want to revisit this franchise because, like, Rambo is his franchise, dude. Like,
yeah.
You know, I get it, but at the same time, you should be like, they should be like your kids. Like, you should want that franchise to live on past you, right? You should want to be the guiding hand to ensure that your legacy. This is his legacy. You should be the guiding hand to make sure that your legacy lives on and is really, really, but not on some like, fine, I'll do it myself bullshit.
Right. Yes. Come on, man.
Like, cause it's not it. Like, I like Sylvester Stallone and, you know, his movies have gotten me through. Like, these are classic ass movies, man. But yeah, you got to know when to hang it up, man. And you got to trust you. I know it's hard, but you got to trust people with your vision, man.
Yeah. And it's okay to be like a producer on this stuff. By the way, that's where the money is anyway. Like,
right. Or, you know, if you want to be Rambo again, you got to be old man Rambo. Then you got to be old because you got to play to your strengths, right?
Yeah, you're old, like, dude. Like, you're old.
Right. You gotta play to your strengths. You age. It's just a thing. If you want to keep making Rambo movies, then make a Rambo movie where you are and you have that like authority. Like, make an old man Rambo movie. You got to play to your strengths.
They already did it. They already did it. Somehow, even in his 70s, he was able to punch through a guy's heart or his chest and rip his heart out. What? Yeah. Sylvester Stallone is 79 years old, yo. You're not gonna play, yo. That's insane. I love you, yo, but you gotta calm down. Like, yo, you're not here for that. And that's okay. Look, I like Sylvester Stallone in action movies. I even like the movie Oscar where it was a comedy. I like that movie. It's fucking hilarious. Just let it go. It's all right. Just let it go. It's a little nuts. So I'm glad the studio said no to that because it's just silliness.
Come on.
Next up, She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany calls on fans to boycott Disney Plus in response to the Jimmy Kimmel suspension. This is bold. And I saw, don't read the comments on this dumb fuck page that's linked in the bio or in the show notes. Because they're like, the first comment was maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever read, which is, I always find it funny when celebrities comment on things like this. And the first person under them is like, well, they're people too. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, they're human beings. They live on the planet. Yeah, look, I think this is look, every comment underneath. It's just like a cavalcade of morons. I think this is a tough stance. Tough as far as like being strong. I think it's a strong stance. Look, you're going against the family, so to speak, right? And I'm glad she's doing it. I think that's cool. I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, well, your She-Hulk sucked. Irrelevant to this conversation. Like, totally irrelevant. I think it's dope. I think it puts her in a bind, so to speak. And I think that shows guts, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people in the MCU make tons of money and they're very liberal activists, and I'm not so sure they would do it. Right? The only person I think that would probably do it, I wouldn't be surprised, is Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo is a real life superhero, guys. Like, no bullshit. Like, that dude is. He's great. Like, he's really great as a human being. He seems like a really good dude. So I think it's pretty cool. She's basically like, listen, free speech is paramount in society, and like this is not something to fuck around with. And so she's like, no, I think people should boycott it until they decide to like knock this shit off. Because what Disney is doing, they have an acquisition coming up, and so that's why they're having ABC basically kowtow, which they own, kowtow to this shit. And I think it's fucked up. I'm not a fan of sort of smashing down free speech, especially by the government. I know that a lot of conservatives don't really understand what free speech means. So let me explain it to you. Your job firing you is totally fine unless your job is in government. The government, in this case, the FCC coming down on Jimmy Kimmel and ABC being like, look, you need to get this guy off the air, is illegal. That is violating the First Amendment. If ABC on their own, with no one talking to them, had said, hey man, you got to get off TV, that's within their right. You may like it, you may support it. That would be totally fine. But the government putting pressure on them to remove somebody off of television is not okay. And if they can do it to Jimmy Kimmel, they can do it to somebody you like, if you don't agree with this. So I'm not going to be the guy to run out and defend the guy from the fucking Man Show. Okay. This is just not, like, I think Jimmy Kimmel's fine, whatever. The guy did blackface a number of times. Like, so he's not a perfect person by any means. See, I can criticize somebody even if I agree with something shitty that's happening to them. Try that once. But I don't think it's cool for the FCC to come down on ABC and shit like that to do this. I think it's fucked up. But if you support that, then you don't support free speech. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, to me, it's inarguable.
Yeah, look, I don't. I think everybody has a right to say what they want, and like you can't just think that repercussions aren't going to happen to you,
right?
But those repercussions shouldn't be influenced by the government.
That's it.
That's the thing. That's the whole free speech thing. That guy getting murdered was fucking wrong. Yeah. And I can't say that in any more emphatic terms. Like it was wrong. It was terrible.
I'm tired of saying it because it's like this. That should already be the default. Like what the fuck?
Right, it's the default. Right. Like but you have to qualify every statement because if you don't, people will be like, "Well, you supported it." No, what the fuck? No. I'm not a lunatic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, but I should be able to talk about it without fear of the government coming after me. I should be able to have opinions, just like that guy who had opinions, and his whole shtick was talking about those opinions, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah,
that was his whole thing.
Yeah,
and you can't then have the government come around. And by the way, the government is using that poor man's death as a fucking as a weapon, bro. Yeah, and that's fucked up. That's insidious.
Yeah, like
that's what people should be mad at.
They don't give a fuck about him. They don't give a fuck about that guy, dude. They don't. Look,
that's what people should be fucking pissed about.
Right. And look, and I like I said on other shows, and I'll say it here again, I hated Charlie Kirk. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, poor Charlie. Like, I did not like that guy. Fuck that guy. Okay. Period. Do I think he should have been shot? No, absolutely not. However, do I think that the right gives a fuck about him after he died? No, I don't think that they do. You see that clip of fucking, they asked Trump, they're like, how are you holding up after your friend Charlie died? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. Anyway, we're making the ballroom at the White House. He don't give a fuck about him, yo. He don't give a fuck.
He doesn't, yo. He doesn't. And he can't even hide it. Right. He can't even hide it. That's what narcissism is, folks.
Yeah, he was just
can't even pretend to give a shit. Nope. Like, I'll tell you, I didn't know that guy, so I don't really care, but I didn't want him to die. I wanted him. I didn't like his rhetoric, but he didn't need to die for it. No. And because he did, these people don't need to try and capitalize on it. All the fucking finger pointing, all the people laughing and dancing on his grave and shit, all that's fucked up. All of it. Yeah. And everybody needs to fucking chill for a minute, man.
Yep.
Everybody needs to chill. Everybody needs to figure out what this young man, why he did it, the real reason why he did it, and so we can get closure on this thing. But national holidays and statues and
fuck out of it. He's just like Martin Luther King Jr.
No,
my dick.
And if it means you look personally, and this might sound weird. Personally, I don't think any statues of any human beings need to be anywhere. And if it means you got to take down that MLK statue in DC, if it meant that no statues idolizing any human being in this country were around, I would be more than happy to get that thing taken down, because I don't think that human beings need to be worshipped and idolized like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Or one thing.
Right, but not the actual person. If you want to put something up there, put a slab up there with their words,
right,
and let that resonate. But nah, man,
Michael would live in the most boring country ever. He's like, just a bunch of slabs with text,
just a bunch of cool ass architecture, and not one statue of a slave owner on a horse in sight.
Okay, in fairness, I think I could agree with that. Like, that's got a lot of good points. But yeah, I mean, so her standing up to that, I think, is dope. I really do.
That's fine, man. I got no problem with her doing it, and I got no problem with her saying it, and I got no problem if you disagree with it.
Yep,
but
that's fine.
That, because that's what this shit is.
Right, and by the way, people will try to use this, and I'm going to call it right now. They will use this as a pretext to hate her fucking forever, right? Like, I like, no matter what they do with that character, I remember that time she fucking. Nope. I'm going to judge her by what that character or what she does with that character. I don't give a shit about what she's saying here. I don't. And I know you could probably go back and be like, yeah, well, you said terrible things about Gina Carano. Well, here's the thing. I did, but I'm not a hypocrite because she stinks as an actress too. It's not just how she, what she says. Otherwise, politically, there's a difference. I am consistent. So yeah, I think, look, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. I support her in standing up and telling people, you know what? I think you should boycott it. I think that's fine.
And guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Right. Like, that's also the thing. She's not telling you to do it.
She doesn't have a knife to your neck telling you, hey, you better cancel it. Cancel it. Like, right. Nah. You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do that. Like, it's fine. And look, I'm not going to get mad at people who don't cancel. I didn't cancel my Disney Plus subscription. fucking zombies.
Right.
A couple of days.
Yeah, man. Like I'm a slave to corporations, just like the rest of them.
I live in a gigantic glass house. Okay, so it's fine. I'm not doing that. However, I do still think that there are aspects to free speech and shit like that should not be infringed, or not. I think free speech shouldn't be infringed at all. So look, here's the other end of that, which is a story about Red Hood writer Gretchen Felker-Martin stands by her, according to this, shocking Charlie Kirk comments after being fired by DC Comics, right? Don't read the comments on this either. Every comment is right-wing nonsense. I'll probably link to a different source, to be honest, after this. But she had made some comments. I mean, look, there's some rough-ass comments. Like, she was just like, I really don't give a fuck. Let me see if I can find the link. Because she was she was going the fuck in. Basically like, oh, I hope the bullet is okay. Like, after hitting him. I'm like, these are some rough-ass comments, right? Like, again, you're allowed to say it.
I mean, you're allowed to say it. It just, I just think shit like that is a little classless.
Yeah,
the day of, like
that shit was like minutes after. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, come on, bro.
I mean, she said, "quote thoughts and prayers, you Nazi bitch." To the story. Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk. Quote, the job market is grim, but there's a silver lining. Gavin Newsom needs a new co-host for his podcast. Yikes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, look. Okay, that's pretty rough. So here's the thing, and this is not defending anything she says. But I'll give the quotes. She says, quote, I had no regrets for what I said about Kirk. Kirk's murder just didn't strike me as an especially hot flashpoint. This is such a loathsome person. Everyone on the entire internet is talking about how pleasant it is that he got his. I saw that he had died in the middle of spreading more of his bigotry, and he spent his entire waking moment promulgating and in a way that he had advocated for others to die, and felt nothing but contempt for his life. I felt nothing but contempt for his life. I mean, this is a man who I've watched for many years go on TV and on enormous stages in convention halls and say that me and everyone like me should be stoned to death. Here's the thing. What she said is fucked up. It is.
Look.
However,
I don't have a problem with that statement.
Right. What that dude said about people like her, because I assume she's gay.
Apparently, they are trans.
Trans, right. Kirk had gone out on television numerous times and said that those people should be stoned to death. If you find that somehow not bad, but her statement somehow bad, I'm confused about you as a person, right? Like, I just am. You can say, well, one person just died. Those other people were alive and trans people were being killed and still being killed, right? Again, I'm not justifying what she's saying. I'm just saying, I'm just going to do what Republicans do. I'm going to both sides this shit, right? So to me, you can't be mad at what she said and not mad at what he said, because those things are both. That's it. I
don't have a problem. I don't want that statement. Look, as much as I said, like, hope the bullet doesn't get hurt. I didn't say that. I hope the bullet doesn't get hurt. Like,
that's rough. That's a rough line. It is.
Yeah, I don't with that. This statement, I'm 100% fine with. I'm 100% fine with, because they're 100% right. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to mourn someone that, one, I didn't know, and two, everything that I know of that person is full of hate. I'm not going to mourn that.
And very much towards her community. That's why, I mean, we talked about this on Black Cinema.
Yeah, man.
We talked about this on Black Cinema. Like, that dude said abhorrent shit about black people. I named that episode for a reason. A hate monger dies. Like, did I say anything that's not true? He was a hate monger and he died. What else do you want? This is a statement of fact. I'm not going to mourn his death. Do I think that he should have been killed? No, I don't think he should have been killed. Am I glad that his voice is no longer out there spewing hate? Yeah. I mean,
I just wish there was another way it could have happened. But
right. Just retire. Right? Like, I don't need you to be murdered, but am I going to, like, back off and be like, no, I think he should still be out there saying hateful shit? No, I shouldn't. I'm not going to back off on that. No.
And look, DC, let this person go. And that's what I mean. Look, that's the price you pay, right? Like, that's not free speech being silenced, right? DC letting this person go. If the government came to DC and said, you need to let this person go, that's the issue. Right. But if DC says, hey, this violates our morality clause that you had to sign when you signed this contract, because like that's what most companies have. Most people don't know that, but like most companies and municipalities and stuff like that, they have morality clauses where you can't like go and do or say some ridiculous shit in public and expect to keep your job. If it makes the company look bad, you're gone. And that seems to be what happened here. And look, I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with what DC did. I also don't have an issue with what this person said, because I 100% agree with them. Like, this is not, you know, this weird whitewashing of this man's legacy is. I saw an AI image. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It was an AI image of, you know, heaven in the background. Okay. There was Charlie Kirk on one side, hand extended to shake the person's hand next to him. And the caption up top from Charlie Kirk says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. X." And it was Malcolm X on the other side, hand extended. And his caption was, "You all right for a white boy."
What?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Actually, I was about to send it to you. I was about to send it to you, but I said, you know what? I care about my friend.
Yeah, don't ruin my
friend. He is.
I was not having a good day yesterday. Y'all would have been pissed if I saw that. What the fuck?
I couldn't believe it. I said, let me get off the internet.
Not since Tyrese went on television and was like, this is a picture of what would it have been like if, you know, Jesus had baptized Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or Tupac or whatever dumb shit art he had. That shit made no sense at all. No, yo, that's egregious, yo. That is. Yo, he literally said that Martin Luther King Jr. was not a good person. He literally said that. He literally did. Get out of here, yo. Just get out of here. You got to back it away from me. What's it? I can't. All right, yo, fuck off. Yo, fuck. All right.
Get out of here, bro.
Yo,
get out of here.
That is
just ridiculous.
Absolutely insane.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yes, absolutely. If DC wants to fire her, they're well within their right. And again, her statement about like, yo, this guy said that people like me should be stoned to death. Fuck that guy. 100% within your right. Love it. Love it. Put it on a t-shirt. Fuck that guy. And look, I'm never going to stop saying fuck Charlie Kirk. Like, and if you're thinking, hey, we can see your face and I'll report you to your job, best of luck. Like, you clearly don't know where I work. So that would be humorous. Please, by all means. You find yourself having a rude awakening. I'm like, why are you calling here? Click. It was so funny. I was talking to Andy. He was like, yeah, that would be wild if someone went on my Facebook if I had said some shit like that. He was like, I still have you down as an employer. I was like, oh, they could call me. That would be great. Who said it? Andy? That's crazy. Tell me if this sounds like a phone hanging up. Click. Fuck out of here.
We used to do that. We used to do that at GameStop. We would get prank callers. And they were like, hey, you got Battletoads 3? And we would just be like, yeah, hold on. And just put them on hold. And just see how long they sat there.
You dumb asshole.
Joke's on you, stupid. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I ain't got time for this bullshit.
It's not 1995.
It was a win-win for me because I got to keep them on hold, and I got to prevent people from calling into the store because they were on hold.
Right. No, this is a perfect storm. Right. I got to do less work and hear from these motherfuckers. Awesome. All right. What the fuck? Brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
Oh man, I probably should have been a little more prepared. Black Widow can't remember how many husbands she has poisoned. A 55-year-old woman stands accused of poisoning and killing 11 husbands
China.
over a period of nope, over a period of 22 years. This is a place we don't get a lot of stories from, so kudos to Mr. JTD.
I was immediately going to go India. I was like, they got a lot of people to spare over there, so like she wouldn't even.
Okay. This person stands accused of poisoning and killing 11 husbands over a period of 22 years, but claims the number could have been even higher. She just doesn't remember exactly. God damn, she ain't fucking around. For more than 2 decades, this woman was able to get away with systemically marrying elderly men before poisoning them with diabetes drugs and industrial alcohol so she could inherit their possessions and dowries. No one suspected a thing because the men seemed to die of natural causes due to their advanced ages and precarious health conditions. She also operated in various cities to avoid attracting attention to herself. The killing spree began in 2000 and continued until 2023 when the son of the last victim, 82-year-old gentleman, became suspicious and alerted police. Now she stands accused of killing 11 husbands, but the Black Widow herself claims the number could have been 13 or 15.
Okay.
Quote,
go ahead.
Quote, I don't know how many I killed, maybe 13 or 15 people. I don't remember exactly. Where do you take a guess as to where this is? Remember, this is not the usual suspects.
Okay. All right. 13.
If you need a name, I can give you a name.
No. I don't need a name. That wouldn't be fair. Probably a hot to trot older lady. A lot of old dudes. Like they don't see it coming. This is fucked up. I'm gonna go with somewhere in Latin America. I'm going Colombia.
Wrong side of the world, my friend. This is an Iranian woman.
Oh,
yeah. We don't get too many of those. Her name is Kulsum Akbari.
Okay, wouldn't have helped me at all. It wouldn't help. I'm like Saudi Arabia. That's
yes, wow, man. Soon after marrying her victims, Kulsum started poisoning them with a dangerous mix of blood pressure medications, diabetes drugs, sedatives, and industrial alcohol. And when that didn't prove lethal, she used pillows to suffocate them before moving on to another target. Jesus Christ.
Die, motherfucker. Die. Like, all right.
Because the killings occurred in different cities across Iran's Mazandaran province, authorities never traced them back to her. Apparently, authorities cannot find people who kill others unless someone's family member turns them in. 69-year-old Miramad Amrani died a month after marrying her. All right, there's a bunch of people. This lists a bunch of people. The killing spree finally came to an end in 2023, soon after the death of her last husband, an 82-year-old, when his son became suspicious of her. A friend told him that his own father had been previously married to a woman named Kulsum, who had tried to poison him, and then he saw this widow. He recognized her as the same person. Damn, so she did it so many times that people started recognizing the see, you got to spread that out, man.
Yeah, you got to go cross borders. You got to be the.
You can't kill. you can't have a spree on the same block.
No, that's crazy. Like, yeah, you got to move around. It was just like, man, I'm tired. I'm 70 years old. What the fuck am I going? That's wild. Pretty awful. Pretty awful behavior. My story: to save money, man makes his own dentures with materials bought online. Smart. A man risks losing all of his teeth after trying to make his own dentures with a special resin bought online to save money on expensive denture procedures or dental procedures. Spoiler alert: you're going to spend that money anyway, dum dum. a woman who runs a dental clinic recently posted shocking photos of an elderly client who came in with both his upper and lower teeth caked in a hard brown substance. This is turning my stomach. He had allegedly been experiencing trouble eating because of his deteriorating teeth. So he decided it was time to get artificial dentures. However, he didn't want to spend too much on them, and knowing that dental work was expensive, he decided to make his own dentures using materials he bought online. Unfortunately, he had made a mess of his teeth and was left with no other option than to seek professional help. To his despair, so far, no one has been willing to remove the DIY dentures. Jesus Christ. Quote, he was reluctant to spend money on dentures and bought material that he saw online. The DIY dentures were a complete disaster, and the man is now risking losing all of his teeth. If he can find someone brave enough to remove the resin, the dentist used an unusual case as a cautionary tale. Yeah, for being dumb. Here's the thing. Your teeth are not to be fucked with. Don't try to do that shit at home. Remember that? I don't know if you remember, there was like a rash of people getting their teeth done by like some random people on TikTok for a while, and they were calling themselves like what are the fake teeth called that people get put in?
Veneers.
They were calling themselves veneer techs, and they were doing these installations of veneers like at people's houses, and they were just buying the shit online and doing it. This is a bad idea. Like, don't do this. And look, my teeth are, like a bumpy street, right? Like I recognize that. But I'm not gonna go to Home Depot and try to build myself a pair of chompers. That seems like a bad fucking idea.
Let's see. An old person who is tight with $1. Mm-hmm. I will say Del Boca Vista near St. Augustine, Florida.
There ain't a lot of vistas. This man did have a nice Cadillac, however. This is China, and also that was racist. That's like super racist.
I was wondering if you would catch.
Oh no, I got it. I fucking understood it. Let's see if other people got it.
It's a Seinfeld joke, guys. Yes. That's all.
No, it was great. No, this is China. This dude is fucking wilding. And if you go to the article, you can see what they look like, and it is as crazy as you assume.
Ugh.
Jesus. Oof. Don't do that. Just don't.
Oh my God.
Don't fucking do that. That is a bad idea.
Okay.
All right, trailers this week. Anaconda. That's the only one we're talking about. I think this looks fun. It looks dumb as hell, but it's a fun idea, which is these filmmakers. I don't know if Paul Rudd and Jack Black are playing themselves. It'd be great if they were. But these two budding filmmakers have decided that they are going to. Okay, they're not playing themselves. They're going to remake the movie Anaconda, and they end up going out into the Amazon and dealing with real anacondas, and it turns into like a comedy horror movie. Yeah, I think this is a fun idea. That original movie is fucking ridiculous. If you've ever seen it, it's so insane. So,
this is a clever way to kind of do something like this. It's not just a remake or reboot, right? Like it's oh Jesus, it's putting its own spin on it. Right. That looks like fun. It looks fun. I probably would wait until I could watch it at home. But yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, this feels like a solid have this on while I'm working type of movie. Like, cool, no problem. Like, absolutely. So yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not offended by it. I think that's fun, and you can also kind of openly make fun of the original movie in that, right? Like you can kind of lampoon it as well. Like, oh, let's do that shot. Remember from the movie where John Voight does that weird wink at Jennifer Lopez and it's creepy as shit. Yeah, let's just do that. Like, you can just make fun of those things openly in the movie. So yeah, kind of love it. All right, that is it for us. As a like I said earlier, it's a short show, but we will be back next week for another episode.
See ya.